Okay, so before I glue these two halves together, I thought I would just kind of show some of the work I've been doing, where I'm at so far. Not really worrying about the outside right now. I do need to kind of sand that down and stuff, but it's just cosmetic really. To simplify wing construction, I decided to glue the servos into the fuselage. I'll pop it open here in a sec. And the hardest part was just trying to figure out where all the electronics were going to go and how they're going to be in there. I think if I was doing this again, I would leave the nose full thickness all the way out instead of tapering down, but it is what it is. I did make a spot where a couple of the internal servos go, and there's tubes that go back. I'll show that path in a second. Those sit in flush. And so I still need to, I'm waiting to put this in because I really have no idea with CG where stuff needs to go. This will be one of the last things I put in. I might put it there. I might stick it down in like that. My plan is to maybe take a little bit off of this. This will maybe stick on with magnets. Maybe I will semi-permanently glue it on and just have a little hole where I can get to the charge, to charge that and connect together. I'm not sure yet. So let me open this up. I'll show, I'll just open up each side. So on the one side, these are carbon tubes. They're hollow. That's to give it some rigidity. Hopefully help it a little bit in a crash. The other side looks similar, but these are hollow tubes or straws. Let me see if I can. So there's the black, there's an inner white tube, and then the control rod, let me get it to focus. The control rod will actually go inside, so there's quite a lot of lack of friction, I guess. Basically, you can do some pretty crazy curves and it's still really slippery. And so I kind of brought the rudder and the elevator all the way back, and I kind of raised it up there because the servos are going to sit down in here and the arm will stick up, and so I was trying to just get rid of as much bend on that metal there. So in a minute here, I think I'm gonna Gorilla Glue these together. You know, it's a good gap filler, but that will go in there. I have the expectation that I'm going to be doing a little sanding in here. You can see this lip right here. I knew that this was going to be a little bit tight, so when I was gluing these two pieces together, I actually put my finger in here to try and open this up a little bit, but we'll see. So this flying stabilizer, elevator, flying stab, I'm not really sure what you call it. I made up this on the laser, and that'll get glued on the back, so that'll help with get the incidence at 0. So I'm not really too worried about that being not perfect because I can adjust this. I still need to round the edges and stuff and make this big block a little bit smaller than it is, but that'll be fun. So that's where I'm at right now. I'm gonna glue these together with some help from my tape assistant. We have tape clamped it shut with some Gorilla Glue, and now we will wait until later this afternoon. Well, it's been a couple days since I glued that together with my daughter, and we took the tape off. Didn't have any squeeze out or anything, just kind of slightly places, but I need to wrap or laminate the body, the fuselage, but before I did that, I wanted to make sure I didn't have to do any major cutaway, making more room for the wing. So I glued the wing together It's got my standard 2mm carbon or 2mm glass fiber rods hot glued in top and bottom, and then I just laminate it with some 5mm new stuff laminate top, one wrap. It just kind of overlaps in one spot. Didn't put any filament tape or anything, trying to make it light as possible. And it's just a little bit tight in there. It's slid in just fine, so that'll be perfect. I'll probably laminate some balsa ailerons. I have some here. This kind of aileron stock. I'll laminate it and then tape or laminate hinge that on to the back side of the wings. And as part of my wing design, I actually already cut the bevel in, so I shouldn't have to do any shaping on those aileron stock. I actually thought ahead this time for once. That should save me a lot of time. So that's where I am now. So I'll slide this out. The order operations, I think I'm going to slide this out, laminate the fuselage, glue the horizontal flying stab, laminate around that I can, vertical elevator, laminate that first, put it on, then figure out how to put the rudder on. So a couple more steps to go. Okay, here's where I'm at right now. I got quite a few things done. I got the fuselage laminated all over, overlapping on the top. It's really, really rigid. I mean, this pink foam was already pretty stiff stuff, but that just made it super strong. For the flying elevator, I ended like kind of scraping and poking holes in both sides, the fuselage and the foam there, and then use some 5-minute epoxy with filler, and that is really in there. And then, as you can see here, I glued this rod in, and it actually goes almost to the bottom, and that's all glued in there, so that really ties that whole section together. Hot glued it down, and then this section right here, I also laminated it so it won't pull up. And I can get some pretty good angles. Oops, got carried away from there. I can get some, I'm trying to do this one-handed. Let's see if I can show you the angles that I can get. It goes pretty crazy. So that's going to be some flips right there. Sorry about the crazy camera work. The one bad thing I found so far is there's definitely some friction in that tube somewhere, so I must have bent it a little too hard. I think the servo will be able to handle it no problem, but I can always put a much stronger servo in there if I was really concerned about it. The next thing that I need to do is I need to hinge the balsa ailerons, I should say. Ailerons? Too many planks. And I need to cover this, and I think I'm going to use these hinges. I've had these for a while, and I figured why not, I might as well do it. So I'll put 2 in there, 1 down there. I'm going to find the center line, glue them in, then round over these corners, wrap it in laminate, pop it on, and then I have an old flight test control horn that will get glued in there. I actually have to make the Z-bend in the metal, put it on here, slide that in, and then glue it in. Like if I mess up that order of operations, it's going to be like a pain. Because yeah, and if these ever break, that's going to be a pain, but oh well. So that's where I'm at right now. I will get to hinging.